So I thought it'd be really fun to try to build my real life apartment. So I live in New York, but not like fancy Manhattan. I live in Brooklyn, and I live in a 1 bedroom apartment with my partner. And it's a decent size. It's good for both of us. And I don't think it translates the best into Sims, but we're gonna try to translate it. We'll see how this works. So here is the front door, which is like inset a little bit. And I'm like looking back and forth like at my kitchen as I'm doing this. And the kitchen is like this. It's gonna be a really weird way of building it, but I'm gonna have to add things as we go, just so I can get like the scale in the Sims correct. We'll add some like temporary furniture at first and then go in and make it like look like what it actually looks like. The sink, and then there's like one, and then I guess there's the corner. There'll probably be like half of one, but we can't do that, so we're just gonna add, and then add half of one, and then the fridge. And it's gonna be really annoying because it is gonna leave space, so we may actually just have to do a full one. But really, like, this is not a whole counter. It's like half a counter. There's like barely any space. There's like a small counter here, and then the refrigerator, and that's where like we have our coffee little station, but it's tiny. It's a squeeze, definitely. And then we have a bar cart here. It's probably something more like this. And then next to that is actually where I'm sitting right now is my desk. We're basically just gonna go straight across. And then here is where the couch is, which is, so this is like kind of like the couch. And then, wow, this apartment is tiny actually. And then there maybe like this may honestly be too much space because there's really not any. TV's on top of that. And then we have a standing mirror, something kind of like this. It's even round and stuff that's here facing in. And that honestly like connects that's pretty good, honestly. There's probably like a little bit because the hallway, actually this hallway doesn't line up, but it's like half a wall, so we'll just do it that way. So then we have a hallway that's pretty tiny. Honestly, I want it to be tinier. It has to be like this because we have to be able to fit a table. To fit a table right here. And usually they're like this, but right now it's actually like this because we have a Christmas tree, like a fake Christmas tree right here. But usually it's like this. So the table is like pressed right here. There's a tiny hallway, and in the hallway we have the maintenance closet, and then right next to it we have like the clothing, like the hallway closet. Then over here would be the bathroom. So we got to move this over because the bathroom is simply just a toilet, a sink. The shower is like, it's more like one of these tubs, but it's like more in the wall, and then a shower head with a curtain. So I think the best way we can maybe do that is just it's a curtain. So we may have to use this, even though this is probably way too fancy. But yeah, this isn't tiled. This is just like a regular tub, but this is probably the closest to what it is. And honestly, this needs to be tinier because there's like no space here. So maybe we have to move it like this. And then here we actually have a little bit of storage. It's something very similar to like this. Honestly, probably smaller and not as cool, but something like that. We have some of that storage there. So pretty tiny bathroom, but it works. And moving on to the bedroom, we have a full-size bed, so it's like that. And then we have a small dresser. It's probably like this, honestly. Very similar to that, like right there. And then we do have side tables, which is nice. That's like kind of a new thing. So you have 2 side tables. So the windows we have are kind of weird because it's like one big window with a tiny window, like a tiny window attached to it. And the big window can like open in 2 ways. Either it like swings toward us, or it like can just open on the top, like chill out. And it's a pretty cool window. We have them in both rooms and they're both the same size. Like this is way too big, but honestly, this is probably the closest to it is this. But it also is like indented like pretty heavily. Like there's a place that we put plants on. And then we'll do the same in the bedroom. I almost want to make all of this like one smaller. Just squeeze it down one more. Move everything forward. Even tinier. There we go. That's probably more like it. Because the space between the back of the couch and my desk it's tight. It's super tight. I almost want to squeeze this even more too, which means moving everything over. Let's make everything tinier. Honestly, this bedroom can stay. And as is every New York apartment, it's just white walls. Oh, honestly, this is great. This is almost exactly it, where it's white, but it's more of like an off-whitish yellow. Moving on to the kitchen counters. They're like very similar to this style where it's like doors on both sides. And there's like different kind of ones, but this like top marble is like a little bit too nice. We don't have like a nice marble. Something like this will work. This is like definitely a little bit too modern. We have like molding on the doors, which is really nice. You also have top cabinets, which is great. Something I do hate about this apartment is that we don't have a range hood or any kind of like exhaust fan. So that's really nice for when you're cooking and there's like a lot of smoke. So we just have to cook with the window open if there is a lot of smoke. But I've honestly gotten pretty good at cooking where there isn't a lot of smoke. And then in the corner, we do have a microwave oven. And this is also more of half a one. And this is our like Nespresso. So we'll just, and this is like our Nespresso. So we'll just use like an espresso machine. Ours is not an espresso machine. Ours is a Nespresso. But that takes up like this entire area as well. And here we actually do have a cork board that's right above our bar cart. And there's just a whole bunch of like liquors and everything on this bar cart. I actually have one of those standing desks because my like day job, I work from home sometimes and I sit at a desk a lot, so I actually have a standing desk. But this is what we'll have to use. I actually play on a MacBook Pro, and then I do have a monitor though. And I have like a table lamp that's honestly very similar to this with like the ceramic style. We went to the living room. This is probably closest to the rug I have. It's from my old apartment. We honestly are probably due for a new rug soon. The couch is gray. I'm hoping we can maybe find a sectional style. And it's actually a pull-out couch. So this part of it actually pulls up and out, so then our friends can stay over with us. And then for our like TV stand, it's something like honestly very similar to this, but this is actually shelves here. And then we have this mirror here, and there's a big plant right next to the mirror as well. We do have a short wooden ladder that's right here that's leaning on the wall, but I don't know if that's in The Sims. For now, I'll use this because this is kind of like it. And it does poke out the back, but we're not going to look at the back. And there's no like fancy plants on it. It's actually just full of books. Me and my partner are very avid readers, so we have lots of books in our apartment. To the point that I've started telling him that we need to stop buying books, because I usually get my books at the library, but he prefers to buy them. And it's gotten to the point where I have to tell him to stop buying books because we are running out of space to be able to store them. I'm thinking maybe at some point we'll like get an actual bookcase and we'll find some place to put it, but this is what we're working with now. There's not just books and all this stuff. There's actually a lot of like cute little knickknacks or little lights or just like little stuff we have. Our table is honestly pretty similar to this one, maybe more of just a reddish wood, more like that. And then we have these cool like mid-century modern chairs there. So maybe we'll just stick these here. But they're a lot cooler than this, and they're like metal and have like a cool pattern on them. And then there's like two very, very tiny plants that are hanging from the wall. They're almost like, they're kind of like these kind of plants. But they're hanging from like a string on the wall. And then we'll take away these shelves and it'll kind of make it look like these are hanging. That looks bad. Okay, we're just going to ignore. Nope. We're going to redo that. And you guys are going to know that there's actually plants hanging but underneath these. This just does not look very good. This looks very bad. And then moving on to the bathroom, which is honestly pretty spot on already. Gotta get a toilet paper roll thing. And then we're gonna use this tile again, but it's actually more of like this kind of vibe, and it's all tiled in there. Something more like this where there is like storage underneath. It's just like one cabinet though, and it's like a bold sink, and then our mirror is a medicine cabinet mirror. There's actually 3 different panels that each like swing out. Then moving on to the bedroom. This is honestly pretty spot on. It's also very similar to our like night table. This is not. We actually have a really boring, just like black cheap bed frame. It's almost like this, but it's black, but instead of the vertical bars, it's horizontal bars. And then we do have a sage green comforter. So I'm just gonna try to cover this. I think that's probably the most like it. Honestly, that doesn't look too bad. And there's nothing on this wall because guess what? We have another shelf above our bed, and on that shelf are more books and a projector. Which there's nothing in the Sims I can really use to like be a projector. Can I just like size this up? This is a bar of soap that I just sized up, and we're gonna say that's a projector because there is a projector on this shelf. I also totally forgot we actually have my partner's bass mounted on this wall, which is silly because I've never seen him play it before. And we also have an acoustic guitar. Again, neither of us play the acoustic guitar, mounted on this wall just for decoration. And then we also have a mirror here. And this is actually a lot skinnier. It's more like half a tile. And by the front door, we have this place where we can drop our keys here. And then we also have like a pretty big plant there, a live plant. Most of our plants are alive. The only plants that we have that are fake are the ones that I was trying to make hang up over here. And last but not least, of course, cannot forget about the curtains. We just have some gray ones in just both rooms. The ones in the living space are actually see-through, while the ones in the bedroom are blackout because I like to sleep, or at least try to. And all right, this is basically what my apartment looks like recreated in The Sims for what I could do. Let's quickly go into first person mode. So entering in, you're immediately in the kitchen. And you have a little living area this is where I am sitting right now. What I like to call the selfie mirror. And this is where we watch TV. This is our dining table that we never use. This glitched out door is the maintenance closet. We have another closet in here. That's my partner's closet. The bedroom is also pretty plain. Honestly, we need to get a rug at some point. Lots of books. Another closet. This one's mine. And then the green bathroom, which doesn't look very green. Pretty tiny bathroom. So this doesn't look exactly like my apartment. This is The Sims, and you can't really make something in real life in The Sims and have it match exactly. But I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too, and I will see you guys in the next one.